The fifth door Ravi was a struggling documentary filmmaker when he stumbled upon a half-abandoned village called Borgram in the woods of West Bengal. The locals had long since moved out, save for a few elders who spoke of the house with 5 doors. They warned him never to enter and especially not to open the 5th door. Naturally, Ravi's curiosity flared. He arrived at dusk. The village was silent, fog rolling through the broken fences and moss-covered huts. In the middle stood a crumbling colonial mansion, its 4 doors warped and cracked, and one tightly chained shut at the very end. Door 5. Ignoring every instinct, Ravi set up his camera inside the house. As night fell, he explored the rooms one by one. Door 1 led to a kitchen filled with rusted utensils and spoons hanging like wind chimes. A whisper echoed faintly. "He's here." Door 2 creaked open to reveal a child's bedroom. The walls were scribbled with chalk drawings, figures without faces, arms outstretched. A doll lay in the center of the bed, its head turned unnaturally backward. Door 3 opened to a dark staircase leading nowhere. Each step he climbed, the air grew colder. When he looked back, the stairs had vanished. He jumped, landed hard on the floor, and the whispers returned. Door 4 led to a room of mirrors. Each one reflected Ravi, but slightly wrong. In one, he had black eyes. In another, no mouth. In the last, he saw himself standing behind himself. Panicking, he turned to leave, but the house groaned as if waking. All 4 doors slammed shut. Then the chains on door 5 began to rattle. "Don't open it," the voices whispered. But the door unlocked by itself. Drawn like a moth to fire, Ravi stepped through. The room beyond was endless, like a void filled with red fog and floating furniture. Time stuttered. Shadows hovered around him, whispering things that didn't sound like words. In the center stood a man, no face, wearing Ravi's clothes. The man raised a hand and pointed at Ravi's camera. It turned on by itself, recording. The whispers became screams. Ravi tried to run, but his feet wouldn't move. The entity spoke in his voice. "You opened the 5th. Now you'll stay." Ravi's footage was found a week later by forest officials. The camera showed him walking into the house, and then nothing. No screams, no running, just static. But if you pause at minute 13:13, a frame shows someone else holding the camera, someone who looks exactly like Ravi. No one ever found the house again. And now online horror forums whisper of a cursed video called The 5th Door. They say if you watch it at midnight, you might hear the chains rattle behind you. The whispers in room 313. When Ayan, a 22-year-old travel vlogger, checked into the crumbling hillshade inn nestled in the misty hills of Darjeeling, he was drawn by its old-world charm and eerie silence. He had heard rumors of guests disappearing, of whispers in the dead of night, but he brushed them off as local legends designed to keep thrill-seekers like him intrigued. He was assigned room 313, the cornermost room with ivy-wrapped windows and walls that seemed to breathe. The receptionist, an old woman with sunken eyes, stared a little too long before handing over the rusted key. "Don't open the mirror cabinet after midnight," she said almost inaudibly. Ayan laughed, assuming it was part of the inn's creepy aesthetic. That night, as he recorded his room tour for his YouTube channel, his camera picked up a soft whispering, something he didn't notice until playback. "He's here again." The whisper came from the antique mirror cabinet, which stood tall and cracked in one corner of the room. He chalked it up to wind or faulty audio and went to bed. But at 3:13 a.m., he woke with a start. His door creaked open slowly, but no one entered. The whispers returned, louder, more urgent. Look inside." Drawn by a force he couldn't resist, Ayan opened the mirror cabinet. Inside was not empty space, but a reflection of room 313. Except it wasn't his. The room in the mirror was decayed, dark, and filled with shadowed figures that stared directly at him. One had no eyes. One had his face. He slammed the door shut. But when he turned around, the room had changed. His bed was rotten. The wallpaper was peeling in long strips. The door was gone. He was no longer in his world. The figures began to emerge from the mirror, whispering louder and louder, voices overlapping. Join us. Stay. Forever. Ayan's final live stream cut to static with the words, "Look behind you," scratched into the video frame. His camera was found days later in room 313, dusty, dead, and old, like it had been there for years. But no trace of Ayan was ever found.